Hello and welcome back to Community Viewpoint on KPVM. Thanks so much to KPVM for having me and allowing me to do this show every week. Again, thanks to Mikey Ruhan for producing the show. My name is Dr. Christopher Salute, and I am your host for the next 12 and a half minutes. And I have a really, really exciting guest on the show. Her name is Briara, and she's a community health worker here in Nye County. And community health workers do a lot around the county. And Briara was explaining to me before the show that there's really so many functions that they do. So before we get into all that and where you work over at the Coalition, I would love to hear about you. So you're unlike most of the folks that I've had on this show, because I usually ask people how they got to Pahrump, and your answer would be, you were born here.
Yeah, I was born here.
So tell us a little bit about, your journey, right? Going from being born here to Pahrump, how you've enjoyed the community, and what's taken you and how it's gotten you here.
So I love Pahrump. I've lived here my whole life, born and raised. I don't know what to say.
That's okay. That's okay. So you went to Pahrump Valley High School, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And you had mentioned that you're going to school, in addition to your community health worker certificate, you're going to school somewhere in town.
Yes, I'm going to Great Basin College to pursue a social work degree.
Awesome. And how far along are you in that?
So I actually graduate next semester with my associates, and then I will go spend a year at GBC, and then I will go to UNR. Okay,
that's awesome. Really cool. All right, so you are what we call a CHW or community health worker. And I think a lot of folks would probably kind of mix that up with social work, right? And maybe there's a Venn diagram where they exist, but I'm sure there's a lot that you do that people don't know about. So in general, what does a community health worker do?
So a community health worker helps individuals be able to find resources that is able to assist them with whatever they're dealing with. We also are there to just be that person that they can rely on. We also have a lot of different programs that we are associated within Nye Communities Coalition. Like for instance, for me, I do Smart Recovery every Thursday and Friday, and I also do car seats, and we provide car seats to individuals who do not have them or who are in need of car seats, and we teach them how to properly install the car seat. We also do a crib class, which if someone is within their third trimester or if their baby is less than 6 months old, they're able to come in and do a crib class, and we teach about safe sleep, and they're able to get a crib. And we also have free chronic disease classes, which we do diabetes, and we're about to start a pain management class. And then as a community health worker, we just help individuals be able to find resources within the community.
Wow, okay, so I want to separate what community health workers do to what you do. So let's start with what you do, which is a lot. That's incredible. So you mentioned Smart Recovery, cribs, car seats, and chronic health education, right? So let's start with Smart Recovery. A lot of folks don't know what Smart Recovery is. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, Smart Recovery is a science-based program. It's a 4-point program. It's a support, it is a support group. And we have, right now we do it from 12 to 1:30 on Thursdays and Fridays. And we have, we're starting to pick up the pace with that.
Okay, cool. So when you say Smart Recovery and you said it's science-based, so when you go through recovery programs, a lot of recovery programs, and we have them right here in Pahrump, we have them in Vegas. Nevada, unfortunately, is sometimes plagued with, there are some substance issues, right? Yeah. And before we even get into that, you can go to a recovery program for a lot of different things. They don't need to be substance-based, right?
Yes.
So people go to recovery for binge eating, for eating disorders. They go for addiction to life things like, stuff. I don't want to say it on television. But you can be addicted to people. You could be addicted to a lot of different things, right? So when you say Smart Recovery and you say science-based, that's typically as opposed to faith-based.
Yes.
So why would somebody want to pick a Smart Recovery program over, let's say, a faith-based program which starts with you must believe in God?
So everyone has their own preferences. We're just happy to bring in a new program that is science-based because not everybody likes the same things. So it's good to have different options. Our science-based program if you want to bring in your religion and stuff like that, or other tools within different recovery groups, that is totally fine. It's all up to you. We just teach you tools and coping mechanisms to be able to get you through your recovery.
I think one of the criticisms or like barriers to folks who go with faith-based programs, and believe me, I have an addiction to food, so I've been to some of these programs. Some folks, and it's not all folks, but some folks, when they intertwine their faith with their recovery and their recovery takes a side turn, they start to question their faith. And so this is a really good option, even if you are a person of faith, to separate kind of church and state, right? So that's really cool. Awesome. Okay, so you said Thursdays and Fridays at what time?
12 to 1:30.
Great. And where can I find that?
At the Coalition in room 32.
Great. So that's at the Night Communities Coalition right next to Walmart, right? At room 32. Love that. All right, so there's one checkbox. Now, you mentioned a couple more. You mentioned that you hand out cribs to those in, car seats to those in need. Can you tell me about that program?
Yeah, so if you're in need of a car seat, or if you've been involved in a crash and you need a new car seat because your car seat is no longer good or expired, you can come in, and you can also even do a seat check with us, to where we'll go in, look at your car seat that you have, make sure that it's good, because a lot of people don't know how to like put in the car seat, because you're supposed to look at your car manual in your car seat manual. But a lot of people don't know. A lot of car seats are put in wrong. So we are there as CPSTs, certified car seat technicians, to be able to learn that information and to be able to educate our caregivers.
Now, if you don't have a child and you're about to be like, why do we need people to expertly show me how to put a car seat in? Watch the last scene of that movie, Fantastic Four, where you've got certified geniuses unable to put a car seat in, because that's real. Car seats are really, really hard to put in. And I'll bet you a lot of people don't know this, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you put the car seat in correctly and your child gets injured, I would imagine, from what I hear at least, the car seat manufacturer is not liable because you put it in wrong.
That one I'm not quite sure
Okay.
on.
I would rather put the car seat in correctly, right? So really great to talk to the experts.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned a car seat can expire. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, so all car seats can expire. So it just depends on the car seat. It is in your car seat manufacturer, in your manual, but it is also on the car seat itself.
That's really important to know. Okay, so we've hit 2 out of the 4 amazing things. Do you work 20 hours a day? How do you do all 4 of these things?
No, I only work 8 days a week. 7 days, 5 days a week.
Sounds like you work 8 days a week, to be honest. Okay, so car seats, smart recovery. You also mentioned cribs. So run that by me again. What qualifies me to get a crib?
So you have to be in your 3rd trimester.
Okay.
Or you have to have a baby that is under 6 months old. But if you come in and you need a crib or a car seat, we can do it at the same time with me. And we just do a 45-minute class. We teach you about safe sleep and teach you about how to put the baby in the crib and what is safe and what is not.
Gotcha. Sometimes I feel like I'm in my 3rd trimester, especially after Thanksgiving, so I get that. That's awesome. Now, okay, so you mentioned I come in and I see Ciara for this thing, right? How do I set an appointment? Like, how does that work?
You can just call in at 775-727-9970, and my extension is 212, and I'll be able to set that appointment up with you.
You know, Mikey is like an expert. He's a pro. The minute you start with the 775, he puts it right on the screen, which I think is really awesome. Okay, so I call, I ask for you. We could talk about a car seat. We could talk about a crib. And how do you know that I have a child? Like, do I have to bring the child in?
You do not have to bring the child in.
Okay.
We just need to make sure that we have for the car seat, we need to make sure we have the correct height and the correct weight for the child.
Okay, that's
But if
awesome.
you do not have a car seat at home and you're unable to bring in the kid, then we could just get the height and weight requirements from you, and we're able to show you how to install it.
Awesome. So community health workers do a lot. So you've already mentioned smart recovery. You've mentioned car seats. You've mentioned cribs. And the last thing you mentioned was what now? This
chronic disease
class?
Yes.
Can you tell me a bit about that?
So we do chronic disease self-management classes, which is a free program, which is a free class. It's a 6-week class where you're able to come in and say you have diabetes. You're able to go in and do we have a toolbox that we use within the class that just shows you different tools to use with your chronic disease.
So run that by me again. I come to you and tell you that it's not even like I have to sign up for a class. I get personalized expertise.
No, it is a class.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
it is
Okay.
a class.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So there are different classes for different types of chronic diseases?
Yes, we have chronic diseases, which is a whole, it doesn't just specify one. But then we have chronic disease diabetes, which is the diabetes class that we do.
Would that benefit somebody, let's say, who might have high blood pressure or might have be pre-diabetic to help them kind of manage their lifestyle?
Yes.
So they don't need to be within that phase of chronic disease to seek out your help?
Yes, it is just something there to be able to help you. We do the classes periodically throughout the year.
Awesome. We love that, Ciara. Thank you. Well, we're coming up on time right now. I'm going to certainly tell everybody thank you for watching the show. But before I do that, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you'd like to let the millions and millions of viewers around Nye County and Clark County know? That's okay. We've got a first timer here on the show, and hopefully you'll come back and we'll explore a little bit more. But this is Ciara from the Nye Communities Coalition, who is a community health worker. And again, for those who don't know, community health workers around Nye County do a lot for our community. With that being said, I would like to thank you for watching our show. I am Dr. Christopher Salute, your host of KPVM's Community Viewpoint. I want to thank so much. Again, do I pronounce that McHugh?
Yeah, McHugh.
McHugh did it on the first shot. Riara McHugh for coming in from the Nye Communities Coalition. I want to thank, as always, Mikey Ruhan for producing the show. Thanks to KPVM for having me on the show, and thank you for watching so diligently. And don't forget, if you have not been on the show before and you do anything that helps our community, please come see us. We are happy to have you on the show. We're always looking for somebody who can add to our community and talk about it. With that, thanks so much, and have a good one. Goodbye.